Hello, Internet! Well, after a long time in production, the Video Boy movie is finally ready to release. There's a few previews coming up before the film, so let's see what our competition is like.
Of course!
Oh boy, this is gonna be tough. Adaptations, Hollywood's favorite tool. When you think about the most popular and well-regarded movies, chances are they're based on something from another medium. When video games began to get extremely popular near the end of the 20th century, it was really a no-brainer for movies to try and adapt them. Although a lot of earlier games didn't exactly have cinema-level plot complexity. Because of this, quite a few of the earlier video game movies revolved around the idea of video games, such as Tron and The Last Starfighter. But it didn't take too long for more direct adaptations to appear. The first of these was Super Mario Bros., The Great Mission to Rescue Princess Peach, which never left Japan. Aside from occasional creative liberties, such as Luigi's color palette and a few original characters, it's a pretty direct adaptation of the first game. Which is more than what can be said about the 1993 movie, that's for sure. Since Mario World was the newest big Mario game at the time, this movie focuses on dinosaurs, with the Mario Brothers entering a parallel dimension populated by evolved humanoid reptiles. What does this have to do with Mario? It might not feel much like the source material, but to be honest, this movie can be pretty fun with its campy sense of humor and cyberpunk aesthetic, something it shares with both the Double Dragon and Street Fighter films. One film that's a bit more accurate is Mortal Kombat, featuring the iconic tournament in all its glory, albeit nowhere near as violent. This was definitely the era where video game movies were still being figured out in the West. Fortunately, the world of anime still has us covered. Way before the live-action trilogy, we had Sonic the Hedgehog the movie. The Sonic CD-esque animation style is absolutely beautiful, and the main stars from the games are all here, along with some new ones and unique world building. But the big video game movie of this decade was definitely the first Pokemon movie. The show was already going strong at the time, and this film featured the mysterious Mew as well as its powerful clone Mewtwo in an even bigger adventure than any of the episodes of the time. There was also the Digimon movie from around the same time, but that was actually 3 separate films edited together, similar to things like the aforementioned Sonic movie, and even a Fire Emblem one. Now, the 2000s were a really weird era for video game movies. Sure, there was the adorable Animal Crossing movie and a slew of Pokemon movies, but then we have Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, Doom, Hitman. Something about these just feels very generic. Even Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, a big-budget Disney film, is a movie that almost nobody remembers. Heck, people are more familiar with Tron than this thing. But then, the birds arrived. Of all the games to bring video game movies back, I don't think anybody expected Angry Birds to be the one to do it. Sure, it's nothing special, but it actually managed to turn a profit along with a live-action film based on the old Rampage arcade game. Even Pokemon finally gave live-action a shot with Detective Pikachu. This might not be a popular opinion, but I think the more realistic Pokemon designs mesh well with the more muted, almost film noir aesthetic of the film. If anything, it looks better than the games. The live-action Sonic the Hedgehog trilogy exceeded everyone's initial expectations, the Super Mario Bros. Movie was an absolute spectacle, and now even games that started out as more independent projects are getting major feature films, so video game movies are doing better than ever. So hey, maybe the Video Boy movie has a chance. Looks like it's starting now. Huh, guess it really isn't that hard.